Hi, and welcome to Strategic Exodus Podcast. My name is Dorothea Robinson, and I'm an exit strategist. I write those plans out for women who are in intimate partner abusive relationships, those victims who are stuck in the relationships that are abusive. And I get them to safety, move them across the country and the world internationally now to ensure that they never have to live a life of abuse. And the strategic podcast basically is about wanting the audience, the audience, to understand and know that you don't have to have a life of being stuck in any relationship that's abusive, that's harmful, that will not allow you to grow. And today I am so super excited because I have a guest here who's going to give you and bring to you information that's going to help you to get unstuck, stay unstuck, maybe some of the mindset changes that need to happen. I'm not going to get into all of that. Let me read you his bio. I'm so super excited today. His name is Anthony D. Walker. He goes by A.D. Walker, and we just love him because that's just personable. You know, that's just that relationship that he allows us to enter into his world. So we lovingly call him A.D. His mission is this: to simplify people's ability to become successful by teaching them systems they can use to achieve the desired results. That's why he's here. I need you all to listen up. Get your listening ears on. His vision is building a more focused world, one purpose at a time. Your journey from purpose to positioning to fulfillment takes guidance, accountability, and encouragement. A.D. Walker, also is known as A.D. Walker, is an innovative mindset coach. He helps you silence the fear and find clarity. He helps teachers, coaches, and leaders narrow down their niche, find their target audience, increase their cash flow. His mission is to help men and women to walk fearless, have a fearless life, and have a clear direction of where they're going. He focuses on, first, is tearing down any past reasoning and excuses that have developed into fear, and then walk and create a clear path for your success. He focuses on three key elements. He teaches you how to master your emotions, your language, and your action. He's been doing this as a business for the past year, but he's been operating in his gift for the last 15. I am so super thankful and excited to introduce to you A.D. Walker. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing well. I can't complain. I'm excited to be here. I'm so excited that you asked me to be a part. I love this. This has been like my dream forever. And the crazy part is it's been my dream since like the 90s. And I put it, yeah, and it's crazy. And this is why I really try to press upon people to focus on their purpose and go after their dreams. Even if it's so far, so hard to see, you got to just get clarity in your direction and make it your goal to get there. And I am a living testament of, if you do it, it can happen. You know, you just got to be willing, and my motto is like, stop waiting, stop wanting, and start doing. And once you start doing it, things will come into fruition. Those dreams, those desires, that thought process, that thinking that you've always had, like, I want to be this thing in life. You can become that, but you got to get focused. And I focus on the innovative mindset, right? So real quick, there's two kinds of mindsets that we've always followed. There's the fixed mindset, which is talent equals success. No talent, then you're stuck at average. There's the growth mindset, which is the ability to grow through hard work, right? You have the power of yet. It will happen. It not happen now, but it will happen. I looked at the growth mindset and I realized it's cool, but hard work does not equal success. Now,
Mm.
let me put that down. And success in this way I'm talking about more or less like the monetary gain. So hard work doesn't necessarily equal success, because then construction workers and waitresses will be the wealthiest people in this country. So hard work alone does not equal success. So then I've discovered the innovative mindset, which means strategy over hard work. Now, let's just imagine you have a project. Someone says, hey, I need you to dig this hole to get down to the sewer line, right? And all you have is a shovel, right? So the growth mindset is, I have a shovel. Let me get some other people with shovels and we can dig this thing out. Let's get it. Let's become successful. The innovative mindset says, wait, hold on. How much you giving me? Hey, my brother with the backhoe, come over here, dig this hole with me, and we can share in the profit. Now, two things happen. One, I don't have to work that hard, and I can find other holes in the area that need to be done and earn more income, as well as I give an opportunity for someone else to use their equipment to earn money as well. So you have to have that innovative mindset where you look at a problem from a different perspective, not just attack it, hard work, we get it done, but you have an innovative structure to become successful. Because we look at the Zuckerbergs and the Gates, and it wasn't necessarily hard work. If you know Bill Gates' story, he didn't create the Windows program. He bought it for $4,000. And from there, he created what you know as Bill Gates. Apple, we know that. He went to a meeting in Xerox. They literally gave him the mouse program. Like, it's crazy. And Zuckerberg, little controversial, but he didn't come up with Facebook. So we have to understand, we have to use our innovative mindset to truly become successful. This is not only applicable in business, but applicable in life as well. With your marriage, stop going at it with hard work, but you have to think innovatively. How could I make this marriage work without working myself to death or doing something that's not going to make me comfortable? You understand what I'm saying? It's always sacrifice, but if you want to have a relationship, each party has to live in some level of comfort and enjoyability. So what can I do? What can I do strategically to make this marriage better? You know, so we have to think that way. With our kids, we have to come up with innovative ways to teach them. My daughter excels at school, so she's not a problem. My son struggles, so I got to find different ways to tap into his creative side so he can get focused on work and schooling and things of that nature. So that's what I teach others, to think innovatively. Growth mindset is fine, but it doesn't get you to the level that you want to get to, because you got to look at things differently, right? If you think about some of the most successful people in the world, they've dropped out of high school, right? And that's crazy, that's bananas. But they realize they have a certain lot in life. They know what they're going after, and they went after it and did innovative things to become successful, as opposed to, I'm gonna just stick this thing out, stick it out. It's gonna transform into something. It never does. You get a job, you move to another job, and then by the time you're 60, you're like, you know what? I need to do something different. You know, and these are the things that we need to, how we need to operate.
That's just right, spot on. As I assist women and victims who are in relationships that they necessarily shouldn't be in and they're trying to get out. What stopped them from even moving forward? The mindset, just to what it is that you spoke of. If I work at it a little bit harder, it will get a little bit better. That wishful thinking that things will transform, and they don't. Then when you get to the point, I've got to do something, and I've got to do something now to get out, but it's going to take work, and therefore I might as well sit. I hear you say about that mindset shift that absolutely must take place. And so for someone who is stuck, whether it's in a relationship that they shouldn't be in, or, you know, it's a job that they're wishing that one day they will be the CEO next day. And, we're in this microwave society where, we want now, we want an instant, and we're made to believe that, we can do that, become that overnight success. Where do you begin as this leader, this coach, this teacher, to begin to even speak to that person who is absolutely stuck on stuck?
Right.
Meaning, I'm stuck here. I know I'm stuck already, but stuck on the fact that I can get unstuck. How do you approach that, and how do you start? Just the beginning.
I got you. So let's talk job, right? We somehow as a kid, we morph into this adult and we live this have to lifestyle. I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to buy a house. I have to, right? And we get out of want to because we're told you can't have what you want. You can't have what you want in life, right? So we have to begin to wake up with a want to mindset. So step one, anybody watching this, that they're sick and tired of being at that job, is they gotta turn their mindset into I want to work. Now follow with me. I was like, I know, I hate that place. I've been there 20 years, I can't stand it. So you gotta get up with the want to mindset. Go to work and think innovatively, what is it that I'm great at? And how can I use my job to get me to what I want? That's the first step, because that's at least a week-long process in your mind. You got to get up, okay, I want to do this, and this is how my job can be my vehicle. If anything, if you're working for a multi-million-dollar company, you have access to information, and you're watching the books, you're watching the numbers. So these things can teach you at least how to watch your numbers. If anything small, you learn how to get the last year numbers from this year number to last year numbers, the P&Ls, things of that nature. The profit and loss, the ROI, the return on investments on certain things. You ask more questions. You become inquisitive. When you become inquisitive, you get excited again. You're like, I'm starting to enjoy this day. I'm starting to go to work with purpose. You're right. So, and just a caveat, I always say purpose is not what you do, because that's where that have to comes from. Because I have to be a lawyer. Purpose is not what you do. It's who you are. So you bring purpose to everything you do. So you have that purpose mindset. You go to work and you begin to think about it. Then you begin to create an exit plan, right? So how can I get out of here? What do I need to get out of here? Right. Now, this is where it gets a little difficult, because people make these big, hairy, audacious goals of money that I'm be real, it's hard to get to. So there's gonna be a leap of faith that you're going to have to take. And I've studied it, I've watched it, I've done it. So there's a leap of faith that you're going to have to take. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna I got this $100,000 road to get out of here. No, it's not gonna happen. If it happens, it's a small percentage. So if you hear stories, it's a small percentage. Most people, you constantly hear, I left my 6-figure job to hopefully make 5 figures, so it's a leap of faith. Because, remember, you still got your lifestyle to pay for, and that's scary. But honestly, if you talk to your family, you talk to your wife or your husband, and you make that agreement, and she got your back, then I would do it. But you got to get into the want to of life. And then you start learning and you start growing, and you start digging in. All right. So relationship wise, because for women, I know, and they're the majority, because men get stuck in relationships too with abusive spouses and things of that nature. You gotta make up in your mind: is this worth it? Is this worth it? And love is a fleeting feeling. Is this worth it for my safety? Is this worth it for my destiny? Is it really, does God want me here, right? And just as an asterisk, don't do it for the kids, because the kids would rather you separated and being happy than being stuck and struggling, right? Because they don't get all of you. They get about 60 to maybe 20% of you if you're going through an abusive moment, because now you're angry, you're sad, and they can't get all the mommy or they can't get all the daddy. So you figure out, is this worth it? And then begin to create a plan and see And visual, you got to see your way out. You got to see yourself living on the next level, because people get scared because they can't see it. I can't leave because you can't see it. You know, especially if you're living in a household where the man or the abuser is the breadwinner. So you know you got to step out, and you no longer have that comfort, you know, that abusive comfort. It's kind of like the when the Egyptians left Egypt, not the Egyptians, the Hebrews left Egypt, they wanted to go back, you know. But do you remember you got beat, whipped, and it pushed you to the brink of death? No, I ate well. So you gotta get out of that have to mentality, move into the I want to, and figure out, is this worth it? Kind of like your job, dream worth it, and make that step. You know, with the job, for the most part, they're like, yeah, it's worth it. But when it comes to relationship, you're like, is it worth it? And make that step, make that move, and begin to change your life, change your future, and you help your children as well, because they'll get 100% mom or dad instead of broken mom and dad.
So the great analogy about the Hebrews, what was an 11-day trip turned out to be 40 years. And, you know, the Most High did that for a reason, because people had to die off because of their mindset.
Right.
You couldn't have that mindset, that old mentality thinking, going into the new place of where it is that he had set up. So this brings me to my next question is, so you've decided and you've made up your mind, you have had that shift about, okay, I am going to have an end date to get out of this relationship. And I begin to see myself in the places that I see myself at this successful place. I see myself at that new job, working how it is that I want to work. I'm seeing myself there. They begin the journey. They're in the middle of the journey. They do realize, okay, so I know that this is not an overnight thing. I know it's going to take a little bit of time. Things are going well. When they're at the midpoint, they get upset because something has gotten their attention, and, oh gosh, I've got to put a little bit more effort in. And when that mentality of wanting to go back to Egypt, how is that, you know, going back? And it happens all the time for victims of abuse. They believe, you know what, it's easier for me to just go back. At least I know, you know, when the triggers might go off. I know the type of pain that I'm going to get, but I have shelter, I have a roof, I have all of those things. Right. And even though they're in the midst of the beginning portion, right, and they're beginning their journey, or they're in the middle of their journey, almost there.
Right.
How do you address with your clients and coaches and the leaders that you teach? How do you help them with that, I want to go back to Egypt mentality, back to where it is that they've come from? How do you begin with that?
So you have to know why you're out there. That's where confusion can really get you. As you're out there, you know, you're making it, like, even I always related to X, you know, you're making that run. You told yourself, I'm gonna do the 4 miles, and then you start questioning, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this when I know what I'm dealing with, and just survive, or just make it, you know, and not have to be so uncomfortable, not for it to be so hard. Your mentality from at that point is, you gotta focus on the end goal and why you started your journey, right? And then focus on why you don't want to go back. Okay, so let me give you my quick testimony, or testament of me jumping. Towards the end, there were 2 things that drove me bananas, that I just couldn't take anymore. They were breaks and lunches. And I know I tell everybody that, like, that was the straw that broke the camel back. And I just want to say, I love my job. Like, my job was cool. Like, I guess because my mentality changed, and I started enjoying it. But breaks and lunches, man, that half-hour break would go so fast. And then I got to go clock in. I got somebody watching me. Hold on. Are you back? I went low. Okay.
Yeah, right here. You're right.
Low power. I went. Yeah, I had to go back and I had to clock in and got somebody eyeballing you. And then the 15 minutes, I felt like once I sat down, I had to get right back up. I was like, I can't. It was driving me bananas that someone controlled my time like that. And keeping it real, like I don't bash big companies because they allowed opportunities. It paid my rent. It paid for my business. So I just couldn't no I could no longer be an employee. It just was not working. It was driving me bananas and I needed to make my way out. So that was my thinking. And that's what keeps me. At times when I'm like when it gets dry, it's just like, oh man, I need to go back to the comfort of my paycheck. And then I think about those breaks and lunches again. And I'm like, I do not want to go back to that. And while you're out there, you got to think about the abuse because sometimes I know we think about the good stuff, like the Hebrews did. They was like, man, we was eating good. We was eating steak and shrimp and lobster. We was eating good. Yeah, my back was hurt, but it was good. I had a place to sleep, so we always imagine the good things. And even when people break up from relationships, they think about that there's 2-minute moments that in their mind seemed like it was a whole hour and you had about 2 minutes and then the abuse started again. So you can't keep fantasizing about what was good. You gotta let that go from the beginning. Now, if from the beginning, when you start, you gotta let it go and understand this is what I want to accomplish. Because now I can take my own breaks. I take a nice nap for an hour and a half if I need to, if I get a little tired, so you have control of your life. Because that's the key. That is the key to the job thing. That's the key to the relationship. I just want to have some control of my life. It's cool to have responsibility because that's adulthood, but I want control. I have the want to mentality that I can just pull the plug anytime because I want to do this. So I'm getting in this relationship because I want to. I'm loving you because I want to. So you're developing a want-to attitude.
You and I, we can be here all day, and I'm so super, at ease in speaking with you because, you come authentic, you come with no fluff, you come straightforward in a way that is easy to be understood. My last question, I always ask in my interviews, there's always something from the point of where you knew you needed to get out of a situation, be it a job, be it a horrible relationship, anything that had you stuck and bound and you felt like you were really in prison, body, mind, and soul. Have you ever had, a time such as that until you're right now? So AD, what was that one thing or things that you held on to in a few short sentences? Can you give us what is that thing that you've never let go of, that always is part of your movement, your journey, that catalyst that continues to have you go forward to teach how you teach to, your clientele?
God has been my rock. I mean, and that's not no cliche. Because I began to get serious about him probably about a year ago. Like I've been saved, accepted to Christ really get into God and just a few sentences just to say that every time there's a service that the pastor mentions there's someplace to go or someplace to travel, it's never I'm going because I'm supporting the church. I'm going to get a word, and that's been my mantra. Like it's like I finally got it. Like I finally understand it, and I'm leaning on Him, especially now more than ever. I'm like, God, give me the ideas to create the business that will sustain me. So I was like, I know this is a total faith walk, and sometimes our faith is not all the way because we have these comforts and securities. That is like the toughest thing. You gotta let go and let God. That cliche, let go and let God. In everything, your family, your relationships, your work, you gotta let go and let God. You gotta lean on Him. So I question him, like, what if your job is closed? What if the system got messed up and you didn't get 2 or 3 paychecks. Like, what can you do? You know, how, are you dependent on God, or are you dependent on man or yourself? You know, and I question myself, you know, when things, you know, money's rolling in, and I'm like, okay, God, I know you my rock. So if this thing stops, this thing fall apart, I got to be like Job, you know, like, what did I do, God? What did I do? You know, and focus on the whole time.
I totally understand that, because I recently just had to totally rely on him, because there was nothing that I could do in regard to the things that I were already doing. And I said, listen, you have me here in this place. I did not ask to be here. You know, as a woman who's been abused in an abused relationship for over 30 years, that there, you know, you've given me these visions that are, you know, I see during the day, night, you have this before me. But in order to get to that thing, I know that you're going to have to supply me with a whole lot of stuff, but I had to rely and trust him. If he's given it to me, I'm going to get there, and just walk in that. So I am so thankful for your yes. Your yes cost you something. You took your time. You put your authentic self, as you always do. I am so super thankful for you coming on today and shedding light. Like, this will not be the last time, you know, we're connected at the hip forever. And I'm just so super thankful for you. So I want people to know how to get a hold of you. Where can they see you? Where are you on social media? What programs do you have coming up? Please share.
Okay, so I'm at AD Walker Helps on all social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. AD Walker Helps. You can Google me and go to adwalkerhelps.com, where you'll find more information about me. And I have a program that helps you build money while writing a blog. I also have a group called Social Builders Club. It's totally free. Go to adwalkerhelps.com, sign up for that, and we do what's called Pass the Cast all the time, where we pass information, where we share, like we have a subject and we pass from one to the other. My purpose of that was to get people started, because everyone's scared of getting started, you know, and it's hard to really get you to get a coach when you haven't gotten started. And I've been there. Like, when I was getting started, someone hit me with a coach price, and I was like, yeah, that's a lot. But if you understand and see if you understand what you're doing, and you can see the results, you can see the ROI on that, you can definitely see the value. So I do that to at least get you started. And don't worry, I'm not selling to you and in your inbox and forcing you. I just want you to get started going after your dream. Because even if you don't hire me, get somebody, get to the next level. And I have a book coming out in a few months. It's The Innovative Mindset. And definitely, guys, just make sure you sign up for my email list. Again, go to my website and you can sign up and be a part, because you got to think innovatively. If you really want to solve your problems, get to the next level, find opportunities in your issues, you got to think innovatively. I discovered this thing about 2 years ago, and I've really been pounding it and working through it, because it helps. It's more than hard work. It's all about strategy. It's more than hard work. It's all about that. Hard work helps, but you got to have some level of strategy first, and then work it until it becomes a dream and becomes reality. All right. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. So that's it for Strategic Exodus podcast. I'm so super thankful for our guest today. We'll be back shortly. I guess we will wrap this thing up here. I want to super thank you so much. And see you later next time.